Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to this is the last VIP workshop for the year. I'm excited. We got Mark Choey in the house for you all. This is going to be a rock star event. Thanks for taking the time, making space in your day to be here for this epic webinar. I'm excited for you all. This is the first time we do this with Mark Choey. So let us know in the chat where you're tuning in from, what brokerage you're with, and what you're excited about to learn today as far as listing presentations. I got some questions for you all. I know Mark's got some amazing content for you all. Mark, how you doing today?
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me. So excited to be doing this with you finally. Are you going to be in Inman, by the way?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to see you in January. Fantastic. But excited to do this, guys. Share our wisdom and our knowledge to help out agents. That's what we love to do, both of us, you and me. Real estate so personal to us in our business, and so we love to give back to the agents. So can't wait to get started.
Awesome. Let us know in the chat. We got a couple people that shared where they're tuning in from. We have Bill with Coldwell Banker in Cincinnati. We got Keith with Remax in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. I'm from
Jersey.
We got
I'm
Rob
from Jersey. Yeah.
Georgia. We got Donna and from Carlsbad, California with Weichert. We got Tim, my Tim with Better Homes and Gardens. We got Mimi with Georgia JMax Properties in Atlanta. Deirdre with Coldwell Banker in South Lake, Texas. We've got agents tuned in from all over the country for this webinar today. And let us know what had you join today. Your time is valuable. Our time is valuable. We're here to give you all of our energy. I know Mark's got an amazing presentation for you all on presentations. And I think my first question before we get started, how many people on this call actually have a professional listing presentation? Let me know in the chat how many of you have a powerful listing presentation.
Oh, we have Lisa. Is Lisa on?
Lisa.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex.
Lisa's with Heino.
Yeah. But Alex and I met
Many times.
at Christie's. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, good. We got great. A lot of people do not, and a lot of people have it, but need updating.
Yep, Robert says I do, but could use some help. Miriam says no, I don't. Keith says I do, but needs updating. Bill, I do not. Max says yes, I do, but could use improvement, says Deirdre. Tim says yes. So we got a couple yeses, we got a couple no's, we got a couple that need some work. So you are in the perfect spot, everybody. Today we are going to talk about how to really take it to the next level. So let's get started here, Mark. What do you say? It's 101?
Yep, let's do it.
101 Eastern Standard Time. I thank you all for putting everything aside, and please put away your distractions. This is going to be a powerful presentation on presentations, right? This is the first time we do this because I did a poll of our agents, and so many agents didn't have a listing presentation, and it actually blew my mind, right? How many people, it's like sending my sales team out without a presentation deck, right? How can they do that? How can I do that to them? So we want to make sure you're equipped to have that kind of presentation deck that's going to make a difference in your business. And I want to introduce Mark. So Mark is a longtime friend. We actually went through the same program together with the National Association of Realtors. So the National Association of Realtors invests in companies. They help companies grow. And in 2023, they picked 8 technologies that they said were like the game changers in the industry. And Mark's company and our company were chosen. So we spent a year together working with all the top people in the National Association of Realtors, learning how the industry works, how to bring our technology to all of you. It was a game-changing year, I would say, right, Mark, for both of us?
Absolutely. It changed everything. Yeah, it changed everything. It was great to do the class with you. And every time honestly, Alex, I tell this all the time. The best thing that happened from the program was meeting other cohorts and other companies. And I always say that meeting Alex and the way you do your webinars and how you connect with your customers is the one thing that I learned that really changed how we work, just how you your energy and the information you provide. So I'm just so blessed to have been doing this with you, and I'm glad we're doing this now.
Yeah, brother. This is going to be
Yeah.
amazing.
Awesome.
All right, so let's get into it. We're talking about cracking
Cool.
the. I'm going to let you take it from here, Mark, and I'll just chime in every once in a while.
Let's do it. And great to meet everyone. And I see a lot of the responses here about the presentations. And yeah, exactly. This is exactly the problem we solve. And I'm going to give you some motivation as to why you need to have the best presentation to turn leads into appointments and clients. You don't have to, but I tell you, it's the easiest thing to do, and it's the biggest shortcut to success. And I'm going to show you an example. I show you my example of what we did to do that. All right. Stay to the end. You're going to get this free guide to winning listings with having an incredible presentation system. And it's free. Just stay to the end. We're going to show you a QR code that you could download it. And let's get started. Look, I'm an agent too. Okay. I'm an agent just like you. In fact, I was the #2 condo agent in San Francisco for a while, right? And here's me on the NASDAQ ringing the bell for the Zillow IPO. Zillow invited us to ring the bell with them, and such an honor. We built with my business and my partner's business, we built a brokerage, a very successful brokerage. We shot up the ranks and we were top 250 in the US. Ah, Nikki, nice to see you. She said, "Hi, notice Fab. Thank you for joining." And we shot to top 250 brokerage in the US in just 5 years. We were acquired by Realogy. The promise and the vision was to create a new urban brand. Realogy wanted to do that and to be alongside their Coldwell Banker, Sotheby's, Better Homes and Garden. That was the vision. We sold it to Realogy, and you know, we taught hundreds of agents how to win with our methods, and both at Climb and after. And that's what really got me excited. I wasn't really excited of joining Realogy, to be honest with you, but I was excited to hand off our baby to them, to let them build it. So,
I just want to pause for a second because
absolutely.
Mark's very humble, but Mark is an innovator. So when real estate companies were really traditional, brick and mortar, you walked in a real estate office, there's somebody at the front desk, maybe you got a white couch, maybe you got a white chair, maybe you got like, an office space. Mark said, hold on, we could go next level. And before there was WeWork, and before there was co-working spaces, and before there was funky working spaces, right? Like really cool places to go work, Mark was already thinking ahead. We need to build that for realtors. Realtors need a fun place to go work. They need an environment where they can really foster creativity. And he built out that entire model before anybody was doing that. And that's why
Yeah.
Realogy bought them, because they were like, this is the next level. This is like the high quality, cool office concept.
Thank you very much. Did you visit that during the thing? Yeah, I
No,
think
but
you did.
I looked it up
Yeah.
online. I was blown
Yes,
away.
yes,
Like
yes.
this was before its time. This was like
Yeah,
before co-working spaces even were happening.
right. Yeah. And it was, and I would love to say we took all the credit for it. We just got inspiration from other industries, right? We're in San Francisco. We're seeing all the innovation happen, and we're like, oh, let's take that model and use it for real estate. So, and there was a lot of examples, and I'll share some of that. And I think we're at kind of another point where real estate needs to be reinvented a little bit and innovation needs to come back in. And I'll tell you why. This is when I got started in real estate at the peak. Everyone had a license, right, in 2006. And this is where we are today, 2024, right? These are the number of home sales in the US going on annually, all right? This is where we started our brokerage. You see a parallel here, right? We started at the bottom of our brokerage. Bottom of the transaction sales market. This was during the recession, the Great Recession. Now, we're not in a recession. economy-wise, but we are definitely in a housing issue right now, transactions, right? They call it the great lock-in. Interest rates rose too fast. Sellers are enjoying a lower interest rate, and so people are locked in. They don't want to sell. They don't want to transact. So regardless, whatever the situation is, we're at one of the all-time lows in transactions, and that's where your opportunity is, right? And this is where you need to say to yourself, what do I need to do to get through these times and rise when the market rises again? So this is what I will say is that now is the time. The people that are on the call now, I really commend you because this is a break time and you're here learning, right? And uh, we always use these times, these slow times, to upgrade everything so that we're ready for business and for battle when the time comes. And the number one thing you can do is upgrading your presentation, right? And I'm going to explain to you why. Now, look, this is what we started with back in 2010. This is what we started with, this dingy live workspace. But we grew it. We grew it into this great innovative office, and we had a lot of great agents that loved to be with us. We were super successful, and we grew, we shot through the roof. We had 100 agents. When we were acquired, we had 200 agents at that time. So, it was a huge moment for us. But, what I loved to do was I loved helping agents. And so I said, how do I get back to that? So I started High Note. And High Note really helps simplify and streamline your presentations. Digital, they're interactive, and they're AI. And what is why we built this was because we had such a hard time as brokerage owners providing great presentations to our agents. And I said, there's got to be a simpler way. There's got to be a simpler way. So we built High Note to simplify things so that you can be armed with great presentations and win buyers and win listings. Now, let's back up a little bit. And I'm going to talk about why the presentation matters the most. All right. The sales funnel. Winning listings and winning buyers is a classic sales funnel. Okay. It's your business, right? So look at it this way. You have a top of the funnel, the middle of the funnel, and the bottom of the funnel. Top is just general awareness about you, right? Your marketing, your walking around the neighborhood, your open house signs, whatever it is. The
People,
middle, what's
people,
that?
people Googling you.
Googling you. Absolutely. That's major top of funnel, and your service solves that. It's incredible. Now, the middle, capturing them, right, as leads and then nurturing them, right? Because everyone's not going to be like, okay, I'm ready to sell, and they're going to call you, right? No, it doesn't work that way. And then the bottom, turning these leads into customers, right? This is where your presentations matter. Okay, big time, right? It doesn't make sense if you're getting leads and you're not closing them, right? But the way you close them is with this method I'm going to teach you. Now, we're the left funnel. The right one are the giants in the industry. In the beginning, this is where we were. We were not the top agents. We weren't around for decades, right? We were all new to the industry and to the business. And we weren't the most experienced, clearly, right? I was in my 30s when this was happening, late 30s. We hadn't been around for a century. Our brokerage. Coldwell Banker has been around for a century, but Climb had not been. So it's like, who's Climb? They don't know who we are. Well, you need to compensate for that somehow, right? We were new, and the way we looked at it, we were always at a disadvantage. Every time we walked into a listing appointment or a buyer appointment, nobody knew who we were. We didn't have a million sales. There's only one way to make up for that, right? And it's focusing on how you convert at the bottom, right? Your presentation. And this says listing conversions, but this totally applies to buyer conversions now, especially since you need to, especially with the new law changes, right? You need to get them to sign. In order to get them to sign, you need to present, right? And I don't just mean a meeting, right? Obviously, a meeting you need, but what you do to prepare for that meeting and what you say at that meeting and how you follow up at that meeting is everything. All right. And we had fewer leads, just like today. Everyone has fewer leads. So if you want to make the same amount of money, what do you have to do? Increase your close rate. Okay. Increase your close rate. Convert more of those leads. And this is the method. Okay. Let's talk about the appointment. Set this up. First, the lead finds you. You have an initial email or phone call. Then you have the appointment. And then you have a follow-up. And then you have a close. This is how every single appointment works, right? Now, what we say is this is an opportunity before the appointment to send something amazing, right? You don't want to just send an email, and you definitely don't want to just send an email with a PDF attached to it, a 50-page PDF that's not updated, or it's out of date or whatever, right? You don't want to do that, okay? Why? Because all the other agents are doing the same thing, right? So what you want to do is send something digital, interactive, something that knocks their socks off, so that when you walk into that meeting, you have confidence that, hey, I'm ahead at this appointment. Why? Because I pre-sold them with something amazing beforehand. Now, after the meeting, yes, go ahead, Alex.
I mean, let's poll the audience right now because I'm actually looking at this for myself, and I'm like, my salespeople don't really send anything beforehand, right? They're counting on the website to do the work for them. People do their research. We trust that people do their research. But am I actually having my salespeople send something digitally before the call? Not always. I'm curious on this call, how many of you, before actually going to have an in-person meeting with a prospective client, send a digital presentation? Put yes, I do or no, I don't in the chat. Just curious.
Good. And I let's just make a differentiation here. An email with an attachment is technically digital, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like an
Right.
online presentation, right? That has interactivity, videos, websites, links to it, etc.
And I want to add, and I know I'm kind of giving a little flavor away for the future, but how many of you are sending a trackable digital presentation, right?
Yeah.
It's like next level. We'll talk about that. But I
Yes,
do see
exactly.
here, no, I send a PDF. No, yes, I do. No, I don't. So we got a mixed room. So this is perfect, right? But we're
Right.
getting that awareness that like that is a key component to the success or the outcome of that in-person meeting.
That's right. So the way I would say it is that emailing a PDF is basic. Like you need to do that. But how do you rise above that kind of experience? Because guess what? Sellers hate that. Buyers hate that. They don't like to read a 50-page PDF, right? If this is 2024 now, you could send something better than that. And does your PDF tell you whether it's being read or not and what your buyer or seller is reading? No, right? Our system does. And any digital interactive presentation will tell you exactly the sections they're reading, when, how long, and from what device. It's next level stuff. And you need to upgrade if you want to win in 2025.
Like,
So,
sorry, I got to interject because this is so
yes,
key. How many people on this call would love to know which pages of the presentation they're reading, how far into the presentation they got, did they get to the end of the presentation? Like, wouldn't that tell you something? Like, they just opened it and closed it right away, or they opened and they spent 30 minutes sharing it with their family? That's huge.
it tells
Like,
you a
people don't
lot.
get it. That's so freaking huge. Like,
Yes.
I need this. I'm already getting.
It's awesome. So, but another reason why you do this, you send something before and you send something after, is you break up the sales appointment into thirds. There's a pre-sale, an in-person, and then a follow-up sale. And each of those thirds needs to be knock your socks off, right? And this is how we won. And this is how we grew fast, right? Every lead that we got, we had a higher rate of success. And that snowballs, right? You get one listing, it gets another listing, and you get more buyers. You win a buyer, you get testimonials, you get more referrals. It has a snowball momentum effect. So think of your leads like every single lead, you need to throw out everything to make sure you win and you show up better than other agents. What else? What are you going to do? Send a prettier PDF? It's not enough. Send something next level. All right. So what you can do at this time and before the year starts, upgrade your presentations, digital and physical. You're going to win more, much more, right? What do they look like? What does an upgrade mean? One, they're gorgeous and visual, right? They're informative. They're not just fluff. They actually are smart, right? Smart recommendations. They're on brand and they're personalized, highly personalized. Buyers and sellers don't want to be treated like every other one. Every single person's different. You have to have a personalized one, right? But it's impossible to personalize every single PDF. This was the problem we faced as a brokerage. How do you give a presentation that checks all these boxes, right? But when we did, right, we did with a lot of humans and a lot of process, our agents were more professional, they built trust faster, and they stood out and won, right? More than they lost. I'm not going to say they won every single one, but the presentation really, really catapults them and makes up for a lot of their shortcomings. And I don't want to say covers up or hides things, but it presents them in a better light. And that's everything in this business, because guess what? You're not going to always be the leading salesperson or have the inside edge on every single deal, right? Or every single lead. So you need to come strong with something. And the only thing you can do is upgrade your presentations. That's really the only thing you could do once you get a lead. What are you going to do, right? Get more sales? I mean, you can't, right? So great presentations made good agents great. And they made great agents the best. That's why I was number 2 in condo sales. I'm not a natural salesperson. I'm an engineer by trade and heart. I learned it and I figured it out. Come in with a presentation makes up for everything, right? So I'm going to show you. This is my partner, Chris Lim. He's the president of Christie's, or was. He just left them, but he was president of Christie's, and we started Climb together. And this is the method that we developed. So this is the pre-listing presentation, right? And what you send, this is digital, right? This is something that's digital, not a PDF, but an interactive one. Now let me share my video here, right? So this is it's about the pre-listing is about you to start. They don't know who you are, right? That's why you're meeting them.
I'm Chris Lim, and I'm the founder of Climb Real Estate. I don't know.
So we made the time, we spent the time to put something incredible together. A video about you. It doesn't have to be produced like this.
I'm Chris Lim, and I'm the founder of.
All right, it could be raw. Doesn't matter. The point is that humans react to other humans. So you need to bridge the gap and have a video in there. It makes it easier because when they see you, they feel like they know you, right? Team, your brokerage, why your brokerage, your presence, your services, okay? And then you insert some comps or some listings that are similar to what you're selling, what the seller has, right? You don't want to show a mansion if you are going in for a condo listing, right? You don't want to show a beachfront home when you're selling a traditional home that's not on the beach. You want to show like properties. And then you want to show that you know the address, you know the neighborhood. Because so many agents don't focus and specialize, and they're selling in neighborhoods they've never sold in before, right? So you also want to share something that's generic, like the timeline, marketing timeline, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? It's the same for every property, essentially, right? So include that. After an offer is accepted, what happens? Okay. Then you want to do a little bit of homework, right? Put in the tax records, put in the property tax records, some legal details about the property. It shows that you did some homework. Not only that, you can identify who all the owners are of the property. How many times did you go meet somebody and you discovered there was actually another owner, right? Like the brother or the husband or something like this that you didn't even know, right? And you can identify tax record issues like maybe the square footage is wrong. Maybe the number of beds and baths are wrong or incorrect, or maybe you discover liens. Whatever it is, you need to discuss that stuff and include it in here. What's the value of your home? No, you're not sending it before meeting, right? How many times have you sent the value of the home before meeting and you were wrong? You were off, you were low. And the seller always thinks their home is worth more, right? They want to know that you're going to try to get above market value, right? So they have this inflated view of what their home is worth. So how are you going to send value? You haven't even seen the home. You don't even know the condition, the views. You don't know where it sits on the neighborhood. Do never, ever send the value of the home before meeting them. You want to first meet, understand how unrealistic they think their home is worth, and then see the home and walk it and get an understanding, right? You're going to shoot yourself in the foot by sending it. You gain nothing by sending this ahead of time. You want to meet them and then send it in the follow-up, okay? Now, NAR settlement. You need to talk about the elephant in the room. Hey, I hear there's a lawsuit about agents and my commissions are dropping. You need to explain what it really means. They're not really dropping, they're just restructured in how they pay. Sample listing agreement, you include this ahead of time for two reasons. One, it's a presumptive close, right? Or assumptive close. I heard it called two ways. You're projecting strength to them and you are sending something to them ahead of time to say, look, I'm coming to sign this listing agreement with you. Please review it before we talk. And the other reason why you send it in a high note presentation or a digital interactive one like this is because you can see if they're reading it. If they are reading the listing agreement and spending a lot of time in it, what does that tell you? Yes, it tells you they're thinking about signing with you already, or they're serious. And then you show testimonials, and then why you again. You send something like this ahead of time, guess what happens? You're ahead, right? They're blowing off the doors off of the buyers and sellers' minds, saying, oh my God, they sent something like this. The other agents didn't send me this. And I can't tell you how many high note clients and agents are saying the same thing. They win listings just with this. They send this ahead of time, and then it's like game over for a lot of them. They show up and the seller's ready to sign. They said they never have that happen before, right? It's not a guarantee, but why wouldn't you do this? Because it's too hard until now, right? Now you have software that can help you do this. And we had some customers on here saying that they do this already. All right, let's talk about the follow-up, right? This is what you do following up. You met them. You had a great talk with them, but they're not sold yet. Why? Because you need to respond with the value. What do you think the home will sell for? And guess what sellers usually do? They go for the agent that promises them a higher price, right? You don't want to buy the listing, we call it, right? Because you obviously don't want to lie, but that's the way they think. Like this guy says it's going to be 500, this guy says 550, and I kind of believe him, So you're not going to go with the agent that sells it for less, but you need to explain. You need to explain your observations and talk them down a little bit. So one, walk through observations. Summarize the walkthrough. Hey, I walked through the home. We checked out all the home. Da, 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 da. Explain. Strategy. Here's the strategy that I have for your home. Take the time. Write it down. It's in your head. You might as well put it on paper. In fact, digitally. Target demographic. Okay, this is who we're selling to. we should stage it as such, or we should really make sure it caters to that type of clientele, right? Timing. We're not going to put it on the market now. Christmas. The best time is February, March, whatever the time is. Okay. Then comps. You could put in whatever CMA you want. You could put in MLS CMA. You could put in whatever you want. Insert them in here, right? We would break them out like this. Why? Because we used to include like a 50-page CMA, but then we noticed they spent all the time in the CMA. So what we did was we took sections out of it and put them top level so that we could see what they're looking at. And this is how we break it up. Neighborhood sales, all neighborhood sales, historically, everything, put it in there. Recent sales, right? Okay, these are just the recent sales. Most relevant comp, right? There's always some comp in the neighborhood that is like everyone is anchoring the price of that home with here, right? And then baseline, like the lowest it could sell for, right? So try to get creative with it, right? Try to do deeper analysis of it. Because if you're sending just a cloud CMA or just some regular standard CMA, guess what? So are the other agents. How are you going to be different and better? You're here to be the best agent in the market. Be the best agent then, right? Do some more work. You do this work ahead of time and send it like this, you're paying it forward and you're going to skyrocket your business like it did for me, right? Now, what's the value of your home? Come up, right? Have a spreadsheet, put a CMA. This is what I think the value of your home is. Then talk about online property values. Zillow, Redfin, what are they saying the home is worth? You need to address the issue because they're like, hey, Zillow says it's worth, shoot it down. Explain why Zillow is not accurate, right? Dangers of overpricing. Every seller wants to overprice their home. Rarely have I met a seller that's like, yeah, let's price it lower. They never say that, right? So explain to them why you do not want to overprice the property when you go to market. If you overprice it, you're only going to be underpricing it later, right? So warn them. Now, next steps. Great. I show you the value. Next steps. Sales and marketing calendar. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Before you go there, Mark, let's just check in.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway so far when it comes to this presentation? You've just seen the pre-listing presentation, the follow-up presentation. I mean, share in the chat, everybody. What's your biggest takeaway so far? Because there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of value. I'm sure there's a lot of pieces that people are currently not using and some depth that you might not be going into. So let's hear from people in the chat. What's your biggest takeaway?
Everything's amazing. Thank you, Tim. Everyone's just saying it's fantastic. Okay, good. The completeness. Yeah. 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 You just have to go for it. You need to be professional and you need to think of it like you're playing to win, right? I love Alex's, analogy. These are the people that are dabbling and these are the people that are all in, right? Are you dabbling or are you all in, right? You need to go all in, especially this year. Okay? Especially this year. So, right, 3 parts make it simple. Exactly. Trying to do everything at one appointment is like impossible. Right? You need to break it up into chunks. Cool. How's it all broken down? Yeah.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, good. Sales and marketing calendar, right? Now you want to talk, you gave them the answer. Now you say, okay, here are some next steps. Here's what happens with the sales and marketing calendar. Step 1, step 2, week 1, week 2, disclosure, right? In San Francisco, where I'm from, in the Bay Area, disclosure is everything. You should see these disclosure packages, 500 pages. I'm not even kidding. 500 pages or more of disclosures, okay? Everything is cover your ass, CYA, and it's out of control. It's necessary, but it's out of control. But every place is different. So you need to make sure you're giving them advice. And the other reason why you do this is because you're acting like their agent now, right? You're planting in their head, hey, I'm taking the next step. Let's go, right? We're ready to go. And you're acting as an advisor, you're providing value for them, right? Now, reasons why your home isn't selling. Don't make these mistakes, right? So send this something, overpricing, poor listing quality, seller presence at the showings, right? Lack of cleaning, unstaged home, personal decor. Make sure you're giving them the proper advice to make sure their home sells. Okay, now let's get started. Here's a summary of my recommendations. Blah, blah, blah. Sample listing agreement. Send it again. Let's go. I'm ready to sign, right? And then we're going to close this now. Let's go. Don't forget, I have a team. And here's my testimonials. And why me again? Notice how you end with yourself at the end. Now, that's the way you close deals. And we honed this strategy in San Francisco. Let me tell you, the agents are incredible. They have master's degrees, they're lawyers, they are super smart and super experienced, super talented. So we honed our strategies trying to beat these guys, and we ended up beating them by doing this. This strategy can translate to any market, and it does. And that's what we do. Okay, go ahead.
2 questions for you from the group that I thought were valuable. Number one is, where do you put your unique selling proposition? Do you go into the
Oh,
market
yeah.
for them?
Yeah. Well, you can do it here, like here. I mean, the whole thing is like unique selling proposition, but one of the areas where we want you to call out your services that are unique to everyone else is here. So in this particular example, they had a sister who was a stager, and she does interior design work too. So they always included it as complimentary, consultation, right? Now, on staff, right? Now, you don't get free interior design service or free staging, but we had someone who gave complimentary consultations, right? So it's like a little spin. So whatever you do that you think is exceptional and different, you can include it in the pre-listing, right? Include it in the pre-listing. Don't put it in the follow-up listings. You already told them that. Here you're closing people, right? Now, so whatever it is you do, free painting, free photography, whatever it is, because every market's different, right? So you need to come up with something that's going to be unique, and you do it in the beginning, and then you reiterate it maybe at the appointment, etc., right? So whatever that is.
So the answer is basically you can customize it, put it in the pre-listing presentation, because in the follow-up, you've already presented to them your unique prop anyway.
Yeah, Robert, you're asking, do you go into the marketing you'll be doing? Absolutely. Absolutely. Marketing timeline, you could talk about, in San Francisco in particular, off market is a big deal. Like, hey, we sell your property, we can market to our channels, off market, whatever it may be. Now, I use influencers, social media influencers, to walk the home and to pump it up on the internet before. You know why? Because no one else does it, right? So you need to find those angles and talk about that and insert them in here, right? So wherever you want to put it. These presentations are completely customizable, drag and drop, move around, add whatever you want in them easily. We'll do a little demo of that if you want, but I just want to educate you. Can they sign from here? They can, but it depends on the software you use, right? So, but it's not the point, right? You want to get them to say yes, and then you could send whatever using DocuSign or whatever you want after, right? Okay. Let me tell you the consequences of not having a good presentation. You may be in a market where presentation doesn't really matter, but do you really want to send something like this, right? And this is an actual one, and I apologize to this person uh, who who prepares this, but this is really not that good, right? And here's the consequences: lost listings and clients, reduced trust and confidence, lower commission potential, reduced referral, limited differentiation in a competitive market. And it's going to get more competitive this year. Poor client retention and repeat business, difficulty competing against tech-savvy agents. All of these are the consequences of not having a good presentation. It's a very subtle thing. You think your website is doing it. You think it's just you and your charm showing up. No, it's also the stuff you bring. So, high note, you could do a free trial, highnote.io, but it's no design needed, just drag and drop, build in minutes, not hours and days. It's beautiful, it stands out, it's 21st century, it's online, dynamic, links to web videos, not just a static email and PDFs. And it's easy enough for an agent to use. That's what we built. Easy enough for a brokerage to manage. And it's super easy to personalize. And then you get reader analytics, crucial information to close buyer and seller leads. You find out what they're reading beforehand, and you could key on those things after. All right. I don't want to go too much into a sales job here, Alex. So, but I will say there is no second place in real estate. There is no second place, right? So do everything you can, everything you can. And if you just have an updated PDF with an email, you can do more, right? Can you live with with a PDF, a great looking PDF before and after? Absolutely. But it's harder and it's not as good as if you send something digital and interactive. All right, but make sure you do something about this because there is no second place, right? The other way to look at it is your presentation is a reflection of yourself. If you have a half-assed presentation or you're not sending anything at all, what does that say about you, right? If you have an average listing presentation, what does that say about you as an agent? And what is it conveying? Imagine there's 3 agents sending things out and you have an average one. Well, you're already starting out as average, right? You're already starting out kind of behind the 8 ball, behind it a little. So make sure you have the best one. All right. I want to check in here, Alex, and make sure.
I just want to bring up the point. It's like a couple different points that I see. Number one is, we're in the digital card business here at Real Grader is one of our businesses. When you show
Yes,
up with a paper card, people don't even realize, but that already says something. Really? You're that old school that you're going to hand me a paper card in 20?
exactly. Same thing.
And then it's like, oh, here's a PDF. It's like, you're that old school that this thing is in digital. And then many people come on our calls and they go, can I get the replay? You don't think your customers want the replay of your listing presentation? They want the clickable replay so they can share with their husband, with their wife, with their son, with their daughter. They want something tangible, shareable, clickable that they can forward on to other people in their family. So if you think just the live presentation is going to do the trick, it's not enough. People want the replay. People want the clickable version. You all want the slide decks, right? You think your customers don't want the slide decks?
Yeah.
And what about the slide deck being an evolution where your presentation gets better and better? Like Mark has done this presentation hundreds of times, and so have agents done your presentation hundreds of times. Over time, it's going to evolve and get better, but where do you store that better, best version? It's got to be online so that it's cloud-based and it keeps continuing to grow and get better and better.
Yep. Absolutely. Exactly right. And this is what an agent sends typically. A long email with links and attachments, right? This is what the seller looks at. They're like, huh? Right? But then, you're sort of thinking, well, it's just email. I mean, I don't know how a better way to send it. Not anymore, right? So, and these are the typical mistakes agents make. Information's outdated. You don't include the latest sales. It's off-brand. You don't have the latest testimonials. Too long, too hard to read. And other agents had better ones, right? So, all right. So let me see. Let me see here. All right, I'm going to give you, should I do a little demo and then demonstrate the analytics? What do you think?
I think that's useful.
Yeah? Yeah, let's do that. And
some people are already asking for cost. We will get to that. It's very
yeah.
And the other thing I want to consider is some of you having a digital card, having your digital card link to your high note, game changer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this is the dashboard, right? It's almost looks like email. But what you do is you have these presentations available, right? And very easy to just move things around, delete things, hide things, right? You could upload stuff. Let me upload something let me find you on YouTube, Alex. So I'll find a Real Grader thing. All right, let's get you on here. So what you do is all you do is copy links, paste a link in. Boom. So we have Alex, right? So we'll have Real Grader, Elevate Online. We have, AI all built in here. You could have AI write this. And so what I'm going to do is, this is a copy of a presentation that I made already, right? You could upload things. Go
Easier
ahead.
than Canva even.
What'd you say?
It's easier than Canva.
Yeah, it's much easier than Canvas. Canva get to start from scratch, right? We don't start from scratch. We use your materials and build around it, right? And make a better one. Now, I'm going to change the images. We have 1 million built-in photos. And you are in Miami, right, Alex? Search for Miami, upload a new picture, boom, you have Miami. Now, what I'm going to do is share this link with everyone. And I am going to make it such that you have to put in your email to get the link. All right. So I am going to send this to everyone. Everyone. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay.
The link
Open it
is
up, click on it.
Zoom chat, everybody.
Yep, it's in the Zoom chat. And enter your email. And then what I'm going to do is show you in real time what's been going on. Fentner@Gmail already opened it. Okay. Archie.Nevins@eXp Realty. Alex at Real Grader. Mimi at JMax Properties, right? Now, it also shows that Fentner opened Get to Know Agent name at 10:44 using a computer, either laptop or desktop, and Chrome browser. Let me refresh this and see what else is going on.
It's crazy.
Okay. I see Keith Graves. He saw Get to Know Agent name also. I see someone using an Edge browser, computer, Time TP,
Tim, that's Tim.
right?
Tim's going deep.
Going deep. What else do we see? We see someone using their cell phone. Alan Mann at Element. You're using mobile Chrome. All right. Ginny.m.kansas@gmail. You're on a phone also looking at it. Right? This is super important stuff. Now, Mimi looked at 3 things. Marketing services we provide, sample virtual tour, walkthrough, sample virtual tour again, right? I don't think that one's active. It was an old listing I had, and I didn't pay for the Matterport to still survive that. Let's see what else. Amy checked out Get to Know Agent. So you see how important this is and
I
how,
think this is pretty wild. Let us know in
yeah.
the chat. This,
And
to
I
me,
know when, how long, right? There's this one agent, Kyle Whistle, one of my favorite agents. He has a story of how he uses analytics. He was going up for a $3 million listing in San Diego, and his average price point is 600,000. And he felt intimidated. Why? Because he was going up against the #1 luxury agent in the area, right? So he sent his pre-listing in, and in his pre-listing, he has 2 videos in there. He noticed that the seller only looked at the videos. And he said, that's odd. Why would he only look at the videos? Okay, doesn't matter. I'm going to show up talking about videos and my video capabilities and my video marketing stuff. Shows up, meets him, and then he finds out he's a video production guy, right? So that guy, that seller was in video and he was only looking at the videos. And so, but he learned that information without even meeting. And so he was prepared to talk about that because he realized that was important to him. And he discovered why at the meeting. And guess what? He beat the other agent and won that listing. So many agents, time and time again, talk about these little differences, these little things that they get out of the analytics and the data that can push you over the edge. It's a game of inches. You don't need to be 100 times better than the edge. You just need to be a little bit better. And all these little things will help. All these little things will help. So this is okay. Thank you, Jeannie, for coming. She had to go. But all right. So this is how the analytics work, right? Now, let's talk about some of you guys. We should probably wrap it up soon, right? Talk about costs. It's as low as $39 a month. Okay. $39 a month and or $399 a year, right? Now, we also have a done for you service. Okay. And I'm not going to talk about that here too much, but essentially, if you want, we have templates that we guarantee will win. Okay. So if you want a template built for you, it's basically 350. We meet with you, we customize it for you. The templates are free to use. You can use them any way you want, but if you want them built for you, it's 350 each. There's discounts if you buy more. We have a lot of agents that buy 4 of them. They buy the pre-meeting and the follow-up meeting for buyer and for seller, right? But so anyway, but you could get started free trial. Go to start free trial if you want to start using it and start building yourself. 39 bucks a month. If you want an annual plan, $399 a year. It's cheaper, right? If you want them done for you, $350 a pop. And that's how it works. Really simple. And the thing is, if you do the done for you, we guarantee you're going to win a buyer or seller or your money back, right? Why? Why do we do that? Because these are the exact templates we use to win. So we stand behind it, you know? This is what catapulted us to better business, a greater business. You're gonna definitely win more with these or your money back. All right. Bomb videos. Let's see. Let's see some questions. Yeah, you can put in bomb videos. Any link to a video will work. In fact, we're going to be allowing you to upload videos directly to High Note. Can a team use? Absolutely. We have a lot of teams on here who a team will sign up, and it's cheaper per user. The more users you have or the more team members you have, it gets cheaper per agent. So contact us if you're interested. Let me show the QR code for the free guide before we leave. And this is the guide. And it's the science behind how to win listings before your listing appointment, how to make sure your listing appointment is successful, and how to seal a deal with sellers still on the fence. And that's with the follow-up presentation. This is all free. Sign up, you get that. You can't make video in here, Celeste, but that's coming, right? But you can upload videos and upload links. The deluxe, David, what's the difference in the deluxe? So there's a basic and a deluxe. Those are the templates, the done for you templates. Basic is just one. Deluxe is getting both. Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have a holiday sale, 30% off as well. Send that in, Lisa. Holidays 30. We can't develop videos for you or help you guys. I mean, it's hard, right? We're not video production people, but I think you can, there's plenty of guides online on how to make a great video, and just be yourself. Hey, this is Archie, and I can't wait to meet you. I'm excited to see you in your home and meeting you and your family. This is something ahead of, this is some information ahead of our listing appointment. Please take a look at it, and I can't wait to meet you. Something like that. Really simple. Okay, what else? Is there a link? Yeah, just go to highnote.io and sign up for the free trial. And then there are, if you want to meet with sales, you could do that. I'm not gonna let you buy right now. I don't want to hijack Alex's call to sell me.
If you have a link, go ahead. People are asking.
Yeah. But if you wanna get that highnote.io, and then you could get started right away, take advantage of the sale and everything. But look, the point is, right? This is like our webinars are like coaching / selling the software. You can send whatever pre-listing or pre-buyer presentation you want. If you want to send PDF, great. If you want to make a video, whatever it is, you just got to make sure it's a standout experience. High Note makes it easier to have a standout experience, but you don't have to use High Note, right? Do whatever you want, right? Send a gift, send something, personal, whatever it is. The point is you got to stand out, right? High Note is designed for that. You don't have to buy our thing. There's many other ways to do it, but make sure you break that appointment up into thirds, right? Send something beforehand, pre-sell them so that warmed up, so that when you show up, you close them. And if you don't close them for whatever reason, they still have to interview another agent, whatever it is, send another follow-up and make sure whatever you send in the follow-up is great. Why? Because then you're going to have great sales, right? And that's it. That's really it. High Note can help you. You don't have to use it, right? So I don't want to push too hard. QR scan's not working. All right. Well, what we could do is we'll email the thing after.
The QR scan is working to get the free downloadable guide. But if they
It's
want
not
to,
working?
no, it is working to get the downloadable guidebook. And for those of you that do want to sign up, you have the link above with the holiday 30% off.
Right. Get.highnote.io. Yep, Liz, there's a lot of use cases for High Note, all right? And I'll show you what else people do with it. It's just an online presentation. So client updates. A lot of agents use it to update clients. Open house sign-in. We have an open house sign-in template. Marketing or digital flyers. A lot of agents, they'll put their property marketing inside of High Note and send that link out to agents to see who's interested or buyers. Winning offers. Yes, they'll build a presentation and make an offer with it, right? Send an offer presentation with it. And I'm like, it was odd that the people were doing that, but I was like, oh, that makes sense. Just for the analytics alone. You get to see whether the other agent and seller are reading the offer at all. If they're opening it and closing it, guess what? You don't have a high enough offer, right? So you tell your buyers, hey, I use High Note to send offers, and here's why. The other reason why is because you're presenting the offer, adding a video of yourself, adding an offer letter, adding pre-approval, you make a presentation that it impresses the agent, the receiving agent, and sellers. And sellers and agents were reporting that people that with High Note offers, they would accept them even if they weren't the highest offer. Why? Because they felt more confident that that agent and seller wanted it more. So you could save your client tens of thousands of dollars by presenting your offer better. All right, what else? Recruiting, if you're a team leader, closing docs, annual reviews, right? You want to stay in touch with your past clients. The easiest way to do it was with an annual review, and a lot of agents use it. We have tons of templates, there's millions of use cases. Agents get very creative with this sort of system. So it's like getting 10 tools in one is how we say. All right. Anything else? I hope we gave enough information here to motivate you to get going. And I want to see everyone on this call having the best presentation in the market. There is no excuse. There really is no excuse. You can make an excuse that you're the younger agent, you're the rookie, you don't have enough sales, but there's no excuse to not having the best presentation. That's the one thing you can do to change your business and your outcome for the coming year. Happy holidays. Thank you for the time, Alex. And great. If there's anything else,
What I recommend is just sharing what were your biggest takeaways, everybody in the chat. What did you learn about listing presentations today? And the reason I brought on Mark is because I did do a poll and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize so many agents were not using listing presentations. And I was like, Mark not only has a listing presentation software, but it's trackable. It's an entire digital experience. It has all the pieces built into it already.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we got to bring him on to do a call with everybody.
Thank you.
Lots of people loving it. Tim says I just signed up. Can a team use this? Absolutely. We got some of the biggest teams at EXP are using this. Some big teams at Coldwell Banker. So there's people at various industries. Celeste says, I'm failing in my listing presentation. You're not failing, you're failing forward. I think this suggests that the way it should be done. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is giving you the template.
Blueprint. Yeah.
The template, the software, the clickability, the analytics to know what's going on. And I think a lot of times we don't know what's going on, right? We send somebody something. We're like, did they open it? Did they click on it? How often did they stay on it? Did they actually read through my presentation? I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's $3.99 a year for High Note, and you can make as many presentations as you want, right? The templates we give you for free. If you want them to be done for you, that's an extra charge, $350 for us to customize one. We meet with you. We spend as much time as you need to get your presentation perfect. We have an intake form. We have a graphic designer who will help build these presentations for you to your liking so that you have one that you can go and send, right? You just do some quick personalizations of it, send it off, right? Your next listing or buyer, you make some personalizations to it. Hey, Mr. Buyer, and it's a different situation. You just make some quick ones and then send it off. So we build you that initial one, right? So that you have a great template to send every single time. And it's personalized to you and your services and your area. This way you're armed. You're armed with something. Now, some people don't want the digital. I get it. But why not send it anyway? We had one older person or one agent who said they sent it to an 80-year-old grandmother. Okay, right? 80-year-old person. And she said, you know what? I didn't read the digital one because I can't read it on the screen. I don't like reading on the screen. But the fact that they sent it, I knew that they were tech forward, right? And I want my agent to be tech forward. That was the feedback they gave to the agent that sent it. And then it kind of dawned upon her, oh my God. Yeah, they may not read it digitally, but they want to know that this agent is on top of it. And when you send something that's next level and not just a PDF or PowerPoint or Canva, you are next level. You're signaling to them, I am next level. And this is what I do with everything in my business. And that's what sellers want. That's what buyers want. They want to know you have everything covered. You're thorough, you're professional, and you're next level. They want to work with the best agent. This signals to them you're the best agent.
Listen, I'm going to make it really easy for everybody. I think a lot of our influencers here have our phone number, our texting line. If they text in with the word high note, what I can do is I can send them the downloadable guide link plus the link with the discount for those that want to take action. Because some people said, hey, I can't scan the QR code or whatever. Are you cool if I do that? I'll make sure I get it out to everybody for you.
Absolutely, do it.
All right, so everybody, I just put in the chat. If you just text high note to 516-400-4161, that's the line where we notified you about this webinar. If you just text high note there, I'll make sure that my team sends you both of those links. So you'll have the link to the downloadable guidebook, and you'll also have the link to see what the pricing is and see which package might work for you if that's something you want to go ahead with.
Cool. Let's see. Other questions. Where do presentations live? They're in the cloud. It's all online, right? When you send it, people can download the items and they're going to be able to print. So, but it's all online. These are all online presentations, digital online. The phone number. Oh, it's in the text, 516-400-4161.
516-400-4161. You guys should all have that number already because we send you stuff on it all the time. And then just put the word high note. Just text the word high note with a space or without a space. We'll get it. No worries. And we'll
Archie, it's $350 per presentation, right? We can't do all four for $350. I would love to, but no, it's $350 per four. But we have a big. If you want all four, it's $999, right? To do all four, but then and high note is separate, obviously. But look, you could get started just monthly, $39 a month, not a big deal. And you could always add on things later if you're like, I don't have time to make these presentations. A lot of agents do that. They'll start it, maybe they get into it and they just need help. We're here to help. This has been fun.
Awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of people need help with this kind of stuff because
at
the end of the day, it's like if we're not equipped as salespeople with the proper tools, like we all need a digital card, we all need a listing presentation, we all need a phone number, right? We all need these basic things in place in order to do business. Awesome. And Lisa just gave us the link to a sample presentation so you can all check it out.
Yep.
Awesome. Any other questions, anybody? Feel free to put them in the chat. Mark is very generous with his time. Happy to answer any questions that you might have, like what if this happens, or what if that happens, or what if, anything. Just feel free to put your questions while you have him live, and you may think of questions later. And Lisa's also on the call. She's with High Note, and she'll be supporting you all.
So we give you the templates, Robert. They're all included with the High Note subscription. If you want extra service to have them done for you, that's where the extra charge is, $350 per template. Holidays 30 is not working. I think it's gonna be capital. You're gonna be all caps. Alex, thank you. I was just doing a training. I didn't. I didn't expect to sell anything. So it's.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, I don't always either. It's just that some people, they're go-getters, and they're like, listen, I like it. I want it. I want to buy it. Okay, we're gonna give you an opportunity to buy it, right?
Yeah. No. So this has
I
been
like
great.
information. That's good information. Now I got to think about it. I got to process. That works too, right? But the whole
Yeah.
idea with these classes that we do on Friday is to hopefully wake you up to something you weren't thinking about before.
Yeah.
It's like some way of leveling up your business, because the difference between a real estate agent that's completely crushing it and somebody who's doing a few transactions is, have they leveled up their game?
Yeah.
Right? The top influencers, they leveled up their game. Why did Mark sell his brokerage to Realogy back in the day? Because he leveled up his game in the real estate. How did he become number 2 in the condo market? Because he leveled up his game with presentations. So all of you need to be looking at, how do you level up your game, right?
Yeah. That's what it's about.
That's it at the end of the day.
That's what it's
the same
about.
thing we have to do in our business. Like, I got to level up my game to compete with the other social media companies, the other technology companies that exist in the market. It's always like next level, next level, next level, right?
Yeah.
So question there, if you mentioned it, I didn't catch it, is the extra fee per listing presentation?
Yeah. I mean, if you want us to build you the presentation according to the template, like personalize them for you, there's an extra charge for that, right? If you just want to do it yourself, we give you the templates and you could customize them yourself, right? But if you want expert help, yes, it's extra $350, and that's where the money back guarantee comes in. You allow us to build it for you and set it up for you, right? We guarantee you're going to win or your money back. You have 6 months to do that, right? Buyers or sellers. If you buy buyer presentation templates and you don't win a buyer with it, I'll refund you.
But just to be clear for a question, like if I'm paying a monthly fee, I don't pay for each listing presentation. How many do I get?
I mean, it's on whatever you want. It's all the templates. We have hundreds of templates, right? So you can use it to build whatever you want, and do whatever you want with them, right? And a lot of people do, but also a lot of people take advantage of the done for you service because they don't have time to build presentations, right? We'll work with you to build them. Have us do it. We'll gladly do it for you. We don't help submitting offers. We'll give you the templates and show you how it's done. I'll show you how it's done, submitting offers using High Note, right? Because building every single, we don't, but we'll show you exactly how you do it, right? It's as simple as uploading your offer documents, arranging it, making it look pretty, and then sending that link. And I use it myself for it. Perfect. Yep.
And Robert's asking, can we go month to month?
Absolutely. Start month to month, go monthly, $39 a month. And it's 30% off of that.
Very cool.
Cool.
All
This is great. Thank you so much. I hope it was helpful. And again, look, just level up. You're going to need to this year.
Yeah,
Level
let's hear it in the chat. 1 through 10, was this valuable for you today on this Friday to take your time? I always like to check in, make sure we're bringing you value. Is it a 10? Is it 100? Is it 11? Is it a 5? Give us your honest feedback because we want to make sure we're always a 10 delivering value for you all. Yeah, Tim says always 10, 100, 10, 10, 10. 12 says Wayne. I love it. And Wayne's been in the business for a long time. So that says something for sure. David says I'm already a client, purchased a while back. Way to go, David. Yeah, awesome, man. We delivered value once again. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, Latrice, yes. If you do month to month, you could do it this way. Just do month to month and get one template built. $350 to build the template out with you. Or you could just do monthly and we'll give you the template. You could work on it yourself. But you could start month to month just to keep costs low, 39, and we'll build one for you. And that's an extra 350. So that works. Absolutely. Monica, all the top teams at EXP are using. You heard of Kyle Whistle, #1 team in the world. You're using it. Kenny Trong, Fast Agent, #2 team in the world on it. And there's a bunch of other teams. Beer, Home Team, there's a whole bunch. Template could be as fast as 48 hours to get if you get us all your information, Latrice, but there's always gonna be back and forth. You're gonna want this change, you want that change, don't use this, don't use that. So it's a matter of how fast you get us information and how satisfied you are with the end result, the draft. But give it a week or more to make sure it's perfect. It just depends. And do it now, right? Do it now when you don't have the listing leads, because when you start getting the listing leads or the buyer leads coming in the spring, it's gonna be too late, right? It's gonna be hard to do. So get set up now. Make sure you're ready, because you can't afford to lose a lead in the spring. Yeah, Archie, we have support. We'll set up Zoom calls with you, unlimited. Cool. Thank you.
Yep, Walter, the replay gets sent out automatically for everybody that registered.
Wow, you have a very active customer base, Alex. Must say. Kudos. Kudos.
These are people that come pretty much every Friday, or if they miss a Friday, it's because they're out doing business, right?
Yep. Archie, just email Success and they'll send you a calendar, or you could just do this: book a time, meet with Success. You could book a time there to meet with the Success team.
Yeah, if you could drop the links in the chat, all the links that we'll need to send to everybody, that'd be useful. If you could just drop them all in one chunk, then I can copy it and put it into our community to get it out to everybody.
Yeah. We'll email you after. I think we'll just clean it up because we sent a lot of links, so we'll clean it up after.
Perfect.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, everyone. It's amazing. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm glad we're providing value. Look, we're just trying to help, get you guys to the next level. So.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If I don't see you, those that are celebrating, happy holidays, and enjoy your time off, and we'll see you soon.
Happy holidays.